Hey guys, welcome to Scandinavian Alps Coffee Roasters in the heart of Norway. Today we're talking about all things paper.
Yeah.
Paper filters.
Does paper filters actually affect the taste of your coffee?
Yeah, we're going to hear to find out. But first off, we wanted to congratulate Ole Christian Bund for his Podium Champion 2025.
Yeah, thank you.
And we have the trophy here.
Yeah,
Maybe you want to...
We have the trophy.
Yeah.
I was happy to have a trophy. It's been some years since the last time I had one, so that was nice. I think we did what we could. The winner was he's super talented.
He's good, yeah.
He won last year. He fully deserved it. So I think third place was good.
That's nice. And we did roast that coffee for you.
Yeah.
Filter B on the Link.
Yeah, we roasted on the Link roaster. Was tasting good at the final stage, but I think with a little bit of resting, it will be tasting even better.
Right.
So that's the thing in competitions. You need to find the right sweet spot for the coffee.
Yeah, because we roasted it.
It was like
15th of
5 days before the finals.
Yeah, and then you tasted it, what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later?
2 to 3 weeks later, it was much better. But I think it was a really tasty coffee from Hacienda Esmeralda in Panama.
Amazing farm.
My favorite farm in the entire world, I would say. So it was a nice coffee.
Nice. And then in other news, World of Coffee.
Yeah, World of Coffee. We
Geneva.
are quite excited for that, actually.
Yeah.
Coming up in June. That's happening every year. It's like the coffee event, the Disneyland of coffee, with the producers and everyone is there.
Yeah, so we'll all be going, so that'll be good.
Yeah. We'll be going.
And
doing some fun stuff.
And the plan is to shoot an episode there, right?
Yeah.
So look out for that, I guess.
Definitely.
Nice. But okay, filter papers. Talk to me.
Filter papers.
Pros, cons. So what do we have?
We have 3 different options because you have a lot of different manufacturers of filter papers. So we have 3 here just to see if we can find the difference between a supermarket filter.
Yeah.
It's like, this is not, obviously it's not a cone-shaped filter, it's like a trapezoid filter.
The budget one, we'll call
budget
that.
one. And we have a filter from Cafec, and we have a Seabrist fast filters.
Yeah, talk to us about Cafe, because not many people know who or Seabrist, these brands.
Yeah, Cafec is a Japanese filter brand. They also produce drippers and grinders and a lot of coffee-related equipment. Really into filters. They have a lot of them. Different materials, different flavors that you get out of the coffee, depending on which filter you use. And Seabrist is going to become very popular in competitions. I think the last 2 to 3 world champions have been using Seabrist on the world stage. You also see it's winning nationals again and again and again.
Okay.
So it's...
And they're out of Barcelona, was it?
Yeah, they're from Barcelona.
Yeah.
2 guys who are running the business. They have been growing really fast the last years.
They sent me some maybe 6 years ago.
I think maybe you was actually one of the first to carry Seabrist.
I think so, and there wasn't really a market back then. So,
no, it is.
But now there is, so maybe we do stock them eventually. We do stock Cafe X, so that's kind of my new thing. And I think that you introduced me to that paper filter, which was a game changer in terms of, I'd always used Hario, but, or I guess they used to produce for Hario, but yeah, huge difference in terms of quality.
But why is this such a big difference? Is it just paper, or isn't that correct?
Well, yeah, I guess we just did some research on ChatGPT, but if we talk about the cons, well, yeah, do you want to, should we just taste them first?
Yeah,
and then discuss?
We have done a thing. We have now poured some water into the switch. We are going to taste and cup the water.
Yeah, so we're going to taste the water of each paper filter.
And see the difference.
Yeah, which is something I think most people should do at home, just to like, is it affecting your brew that much, just the paper notes? So what are we expecting to taste? Either more paper, less paper, glue, binding?
Let's see how it is, because this is like commercial with using like a lot of bleach, like you said.
Yeah.
Seabrist is like 100% organic.
Let's start with that one first, just so maybe it's. This is really weird, cupping water, but what do you taste?
I taste water.
Tastes mostly water, yeah. Maybe a little bit of like, just maybe the water itself, in terms of the bleach, not the bleach, the.
Here you have a little bit more flavor. It's hard to describe that flavor, but you have a little bit more.
I don't get any like papery though.
No, not any paper.
Like cardboard or
Yeah.
baggy old.
And we're cupping the supermarket filters.
Yeah, that one I do.
Definitely more paper flavor.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess the cons, the cons of the paper, the budget one we'll call it is, you're going to get some papery notes.
Yeah.
Which is not really pleasant, and if you've just spent, quite a bit on a nice coffee.
If you taste them side by side, it's actually quite a big difference. And of course it should be, because it's the expensive one. It's much more expensive than the supermarket.
Yeah. So your pro for your high-end filters is you don't get that taste.
No.
But the con is that you are paying a bit more for.
And that's actually something for the people watching at home to think about. If you spend like 200 kroner for a bag of coffee, you don't want that papery taste in the coffee.
Yeah. So don't get a cheap filter. I mean, I guess the pros for
actually, seriously,
How
think
many do
that people should invest more in filters than in drippers. If you have a plastic
That's
V60,
a bold statement.
if you have a plastic V60, you will most likely cover it all. But if you use like only cheap filters,
I think you get how many? 100, 200.
Yeah, it's 200 for like.
How much was that?
It's
20. How much was that, Panda?
I think it's like 70 kroner in the supermarket.
70
and Seabrist is like.
Yeah, what's the cost?
I think this is 25 and this costs like 159.
For 25 filters?
Yeah.
And then the cafe, we sell them for 100 crowns, so 99 crowns, and they're 100. Yeah, you got 100 paper filters. Okay,
but
cool.
filter actually matters.
Yeah.
It was a weird thing to cupping water, but you can clearly see the difference here.
Huge difference, yeah.
Maybe we should brew some coffee too, see how it affects.
Yeah, so you brew them, I can clear them, and then...
So what are we brewing? We can talk a little bit about that. But
yeah, but here's your first tip for, one thing, if you do get some papery taste in your filter, to pre-rinse it, right?
Yeah.
So pre-rinse with a bit of hot water will actually take away a bit of that budget papery taste. Now, do you do that with the high-end filter? Would you pre-wet it, or you don't worry about it?
Actually, always preheat the filters, because you always it's not because of that I need to get away the papery taste away, but I need to. I find that if I preheat the drippers, I also get more vibrance in the cup.
Yeah.
So
also, I remember you told me too. It actually connects the V60 with the paper filter closer together, so that helps with your extraction, no?
So now we are doing like a very easy recipe. We are using 16 grams of coffee.
Which coffee were you using?
We are using a Papua New Guinea coffee. This month's subscription coffee.
Yes.
Really interesting, fruity, chocolatey, sweet, and not very usual to have coffees from Papua New Guinea, but we like it very much.
It's come a long way. So yeah, club members here will get to enjoy this one. It's actually a fan favorite now. It's kind of got a bit of a fan cult club, this one, because it's got this intense fruit, and you can really notice it. I think for people who are getting into specialty, you can really notice this coffee right away, like, wow, it's just got something totally different to offer. Okay, so the recipe, what did you say, 15 grams? 16 grams, sorry.
Using 60 grams of coffee, and we're using like 250. Let's see how much the filter can fit, actually, because we're using a small version.
And we're using an immersion brew. So yeah, that's with the switch closed.
I think we just need to use a little bit less water and just add a little bit more water after we...
Talk to us about the switch, though, Ole, because you've used this in competition, no? The switch?
The switch is like very versatile. You see a lot of these hybrid drippers in competitions lately. You can brew both immersion and percolation. So that's gives us a lot of flexibility.
So I was just looking up on ChatGPT to see what the budget filters, they talk about why basically like the paper, so they use a kind of a mass-produced wood pulp. They use a chlorine oxygen-based agents to achieve the color of that one. And they also use glue Some use glue on the
when
binding part.
when you just say glue, and you don't want glue in your coffee.
No, exactly.
No.
So that's why you're getting these unpleasant tastes. So maybe we're tasting glue too. I don't know. It depends what they use. Or synthetic binders, it says. So it's quite interesting when you kind of deep dive into what the actual paper is made of, where it's come from. Yeah, you definitely don't want that. I wouldn't want to be drinking that, right?
Definitely.
And then what? The Caféic is more, this one's what? Support forest paper filters. So that's...
So it's interesting. Now we just do an easy recipe. We use 2.5 minutes full immersion. And we just, since we're using the small filter papers, I think we're just adding a little bit of water after we open the switch.
That's a good idea.
So let's see how it works.
Oh, you can just smell them. It smells amazing.
And here we can see the drawdown times if we do the Caféic and Seabreeze at the same time.
You do a swirl?
Oh, we don't need to swirl.
Okay.
You see that Seabreeze is running
so
really fast.
It's insanely fast. You are not going to get a flat bed though. I don't know.
Oh no.
You don't want a flat. Let's go a flat bed. I prefer flat beds. Oh, you're going to add more water anyways. Okay. Sorry. Was it really that much water needed?
No.
I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but this one is just insanely fast, the Seabreeze. So yeah, I guess the pros with your pro filters is you're getting good flow rate.
Yeah.
Like you can see the flow rate, good consistency. I mean, the flow rate with the Seabreeze, I can see why you guys use it as pros because that is. Yeah. So in terms of why you'd want a fast filter, so you can grind finer. I guess.
You can grind finer. You have more extraction. Have a clean, full-bodied cup. And this was obviously not the best recipe, but just see how it works.
Yeah.
Just leave that away. You see that this is flowing a lot slower.
Yeah, which I prefer because once you know your flow rate for your paper filter, so I use these every morning just so once you know what you're brewing with, you can kind of adjust the grind to the paper filter really. That was so fast. What was the full draw time?
I think it was like 20 seconds.
Yeah, but in terms of total brew time?
Total brew time, 2 minutes and 50.
Yeah, which is still pretty decent. What are you trying to hit at home on your morning brew?
Around that same time.
3.5? Yeah.
And when you're using a full immersion, it just depends how long you wanting it to sit.
Yeah.
And here it is, the commercial filters.
Still going?
Still going. Let's see how it tastes.
So yeah, I guess your pros for the Caféic and Seabreeze is you're getting good flavor clarity.
Good flavor clarity, definitely. More body.
Yeah, more structure maybe in the cup.
Yeah, definitely. And when you buy specialty coffee, you don't want a papery flavor. So both with Caféic and Seabreeze, you don't get the papery flavors.
Yeah. Or over extraction too, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not going to go over time. No. So
of course, that's maybe the biggest benefit with the Seabreeze Fast because with the drawdown time, you will never clog the coffee.
Yeah.
You can grind finer, you'll never clog.
Have you tried testing that theory?
Yeah. It could happen, of course, if you go too fine with the Caféic filters, but as long as you know your grind setting, doesn't matter that much. Both really good filters, so let's see how it tastes. Let's start with the...
And I guess the main thing too, as a pro, is that you're getting sustainability. Like these are sourced, the woods, the pulp is actually sourced from, sustainable places, which I kind of like too, right? Yeah, no glue. We don't want glue in our coffee. Yeah, so the first thing a guy get is this kind of nice tropical fruits, would you say? Yellow, red fruit, almost like a strawberry.
I think this is with the Seabreeze, it's more clean. I think it's more clean actually than the Caféic filters. And with the commercial...
I haven't got there yet.
Commercial filters, you have this kind of weird, like, bitterness.
Yeah, so, I haven't tasted it yet. Yeah. Give me a second. Catching up to you.
Definitely have the paper taste in the... In the aftertaste, I would say it feels like.
It's hard to tell, but it's something. There's something.
Yeah.
Wait till they cool down a bit. Maybe, but there is a difference between all three, though. They all taste great, though. I mean, I think this coffee just makes any paper filter taste good.
Who's your favorite?
This is Panda's favorite. Hey, Panda, do you want to try these? This is his favorite coffee. This is Babs, the baker's favorite coffee, too. I think they all taste pretty good. I mean, okay, so yeah. I guess the pro is you get 200 filters for.
Yeah, definitely the price level.
Yeah, so
cheaper.
if you're budget conscious, I think, that's a good way to go. But if you're spending an extra 30 crowns to get something that would, sustainably sourced.
These two are best.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually good for Seabrist, both for Seabrist and Cafec. That it was a difference.
It's huge.
It was we can definitely brew this coffee better, but it's just nice to see the.
What about these two specifically? Because this is what 150 crowns you said for 25.
Yeah.
So that's a big jump. 100 for 100 crowns. So 10
I
euros.
think it's hard to say with this kind of coffee, but if you use like competition style coffee, and you really want to push out the maximum of the extraction, maybe go with the Seabrist.
That was unnoticeably fast, though. You could it was insanely fast.
Definitely.
So yeah, you can. I guess that's what you're paying for. And you're paying for what was the woods pine,
but
sustainably sourced too.
There is some weed. Of course, it's not very easy to fold. You saw that on video too. It's not easy to fold a trapezoid filter for a switch dripper.
Yeah.
But you have this weird papery aftertaste. I have this like dryness
a little bit of dryness.
Dryness in the aftertaste.
I would agree with that. A little bit. Not, but I think for the regular coffee drinker, they're not going to know. They're probably used to that, or almost like their flavor. Well, definitely calibrated their flavor to that kind of. If you've been brewing for that for many years, you're probably just used to that in your coffee, right? So yeah, it's interesting, though.
But I think for people watching at home and not using pour-overs like we do, I think even if you use commercial filters like this from the supermarket, you just use enough water to pre-rinse it, because there's a lot of bleach in these filters.
I think that helped.
You will get taste in it, and for the people that remember the old Friele-reklame in the Norwegian television, you see that when he talks about wetting the filters, it's actually a point.
Yeah.
I think people using a MochaMaster definitely use the filter, definitely wet the filters very well. And if you can still smell the papery flavors after you wet it, you should wet it more.
Yeah.
Because when we smell the filters now, before we started the video, we definitely smelled some paper in the supermarket filters.
So let's do the math, though. So 200 filters. if you bought 200 Seabrist, that would cost
400 kroner. Maybe
more, right? 150 for 25. So yeah. Who's good at math here? So that's quite a bit.
Yeah. They are expensive, but they are really good, and it's like made in Europe, 100% organic. They're doing a lot of innovation with different kind of materials and testing new stuff with. So I really enjoy. I use Seabrist for competition. For everyday coffee, I use Cafec because I cannot afford to have Seabrist every day. Yeah. But for everyday coffee, definitely go with Cafec.
Yeah. So bang for your buck.
Yeah,
Cafec, I think, is the winner in terms of you get the quality, but it's not. You don't need competition filters every day.
No.
So I think, and that's the reason why we carry them.
Yeah.
And then the coupe, I mean,
you can also make tasty coffee with it.
I think that tip of just pre-rinsing it really helps because it was a big difference.
Yeah.
I'd imagine if we had taken that water that we put in. In the coffee?
There's a weird aftertaste there.
Maybe we should do it without rinsing. Test next time.
Maybe.
To see if it's like even more noticeable. It's not too. I mean, it's there, but it's not like. Yeah, interesting though. I find. Yeah. What about anything else you want to add there?
No, I think for people a little bit curious about brewing coffee, especially pour-overs, experiment with different kind of filters and see how it affects the coffee. And yeah, that's like I said earlier. I think invest in good filters instead of investing in another dripper. I would say.
Or better coffee and maybe just like I think most people can afford some paper.
Yeah.
Right. So or maybe on the special days for like May 17th coming up, you get out the good paper filters,
Get out the
and then bring out the coupes for the regular day.
Yeah.
It depends on everyone's budget for sure. But that's interesting that the Sybarist unnoticeably much faster. How's it taste now? But this coffee shines. So yeah, if you want this coffee for the month of April, we've actually got subscriptions already out. Choose up to 1 to 4 bags, or 5 bags, sorry. And then you can also cater. So if you want one new coffee of the month, you can do that.
Yeah.
If you want an espresso, we'll send you an espresso. If you want the house blend with the new coffee, we can do 2 bag. So it's all about the best coffee is what you like. It's not what you and I like.
Yeah. But I also know that we actually have some viewers from outside of Norway.
Yeah.
We had one from, I think it was Indonesia, the competition video. So if people is keen to taste the Scandinavian Alps coffee, what can they do?
They just click on the website and then, or they can send an email. Yeah. And we find out what they like, and I think it's more of a customer experience. Like we don't just just send out the web order. Yeah. So it's more. But we also ship worldwide, so that's no problem.
Yeah. Which countries have you shipped to? UK.
We've shipped from as far as Japan.
Japan, yeah.
To an Army base in Guam with just a PO code. We've shipped to Montana. We've shipped to LA. We've shipped to Dubai, Iraq. I think that's the one. That was one of the craziest.
That's interesting to go to and send some to Iraq.
So if you check out that, if you want that for April. And what else? Oh yeah, totally forgot. It's Scandinavian's birthday. So
that's a big thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty big thing. So it's our 9th, 9th birthday. I don't know, depending on when we registered the company. But so that's pretty cool. And we wanted to give away.
We're doing some giveaway with some really nice Esmeralda coffee, actually.
Exactly. So Ole is very kind and donated 50 grams. So we'll be sending that out to anyone online who subscribes. What was the rules?
I think follow us on Instagram and subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, so Scandinavian
and if maybe 2.0. Just add a little comment in the YouTube video to say hello.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. And if you have any comments or thoughts about paper or coffee in general, or this channel in general, please reach out. Yeah, please share, and then we'll be sending that. What we'll do is we'll get all the comments, all the people so you want to follow the Instagram, which is Scandinavian Alps 2.0, the YouTube channel, and then leave a comment, and we'll do that next episode. Yeah, maybe in a little thing, and then a raffle, and then the winner win. Yeah, the most famous farm in the world. We are roasting 50 grams, right? Esmeralda natural geisha on the link. Yeah, freshly roasted. Maybe we'll ship it with a dripper and a little personal. It'll be good. I think that it will make that good. And then we're also going to do giveaways for the 200th subscriber. Yeah. Because we're over 100 now, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. So we're going places. Going places, definitely. Thank you for everyone. Yeah, we've got some exciting news coming up, but we can't share that yet, so that's top secret. And anything else? Yeah. Yeah, I just I'm counting days to build up coffee. Yeah, exactly. In Geneva, so that'll be fun. That will be really fun. Nice. I think that's it. That's it. Yeah. Should we finish up with the classic tag? The classic tag. People like us drink coffee like this. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks.